At Tangerine, our purpose is to help Canadians live better lives. We want to help Canadians take control of their financial situation, and that's why we're here today talking with Tammy, a longtime Tangerine employee, and very excited to chat with you about your story. Where did this journey start for you?
I grew up in a family that was very frugal, that had what we call the frugal gene, and never purchased anything if they didn't have the money to purchase it. And somehow that gene skipped me. And when I turned 18, Sears so kindly offered me a credit card at 28% interest. And I went crazy and shopped until I maxed the card out in less than 2 years. That way of living continued right through into my 40s. At some point I decided I would be in debt for the rest of my life, so $5,000 or $500,000, what is the difference?
And just to be real clear, I mean, you were working and earning throughout that whole period of time.
I have not been unemployed one day since I was 14 years old. I had never made it from one paycheck to the next without running shy of money.
Yeah.
And relying on a credit card to help me get through.
Yeah, so that was a long period of time, and that was over 20 years, but something's changed. Explain to us what that moment was.
My first week at Tangerine, during our orientation, we were each asked to write down what our monthly expenses were. And I, and far too many others, could not come up with the figures for each of those items. And it made me feel a little lost, like that is something that I should simply know.
So how did that motivate you to change your life?
I left that session feeling like I needed to find out what those numbers were. So I spent 3 months just tallying up everything I spent, and after that became more aware of how much overspending I was doing. And I decided then and there to use all the resources at hand and figure this out and make a change.
You know, I'm really interested, if you could share with me, that period of time where you had lots and lots of credit card debt and how you felt at that point of your life, juxtapose that with how you feel today.
The difference is extreme. So back when I had all that credit card debt, I actually felt anxiety. I had trouble sleeping. I felt sick to my stomach a lot. Now, I don't even think about it.
Yeah.
It's not a worry, it's not a thought. I have an emergency fund. I have a savings account. Everything is planned.
Did you find it was difficult and complicated?
It wasn't complicated. I think we tend to make it more complicated because I didn't understand it. So therefore, I thought it was beyond me. Eventually, I realized, do a little reading, take a little time, do it at your own pace, and use the resources available to you. It is so worth the time. The difference for me is now I am running my life, and I make conscious decisions not to do things that I have not planned for, that I have not saved for, and as a result, I feel completely in control. I don't feel like I'm, on a toboggan just flying down some hill with no brakes, and it feels really good.
Thanks so much, Tammy. Really, really do appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right.